take it apart. You have to take the pieces away, right? So start with silly, stupid questions about sounds. 这个英文没有，有写，可是可以问了。What else can we ask about this? 它是哪一个语言来的？ Tsunami. What language is that? Malay? Okay. I'm not sure. It could be any of the languages here as far as I know, but it's not English. This one I know, but you know what's cool about this one? This one actually makes a lot of sense. It used to be 2 syllables. When we use this word here, it's from the old, I think you guys would know this word. You know the king in Rome 2,000 years ago? So we lose a syllable here, we lose this, and this word becomes this word. So I can understand it now. English does not usually have TS. 英文的字前面没有 TS. 所以如果有地 That's from another class here, ignore that. Alright. 如果有字前面有 TS. 意思是英文没有位置都可以，没关系。是这样子吗？还是可以了解为什么它是特别的字吗？有可能它不是英文的字，有可能它是同语言来的字。那比较简单，中文可以。This is from a language here. TS at the beginning, 在 tsunami 面 right? You can do that. So, not all of the languages in Asia have the same sound, but it makes sense. 它是可以了解的。它不是英文的字，它是非 How do you say Africa? 南非吗? Yeah, it's from there. So, they have different languages there. 它不可以了解，它为什么有前面有 T 跟 S? You start with something that you can take apart and ask about. And then from there, you can learn. So, 音跟字有可以了解的关系. There's a relationship there that we can learn about and understand. It doesn't matter where you start as long as it's not in the middle. Don't start in the middle. It doesn't make sense. If you want to understand something, if you want to take it apart, you look for the weak spots. You look for the places where you can break it, you can get it apart. This is what you look for, right? Like that. So, what about words and sentences? If we can start to understand this is the same thing. We have words, we put them together to make sentences, but we need some kind of agreement. We need to be able to say, if I use the words this way, you know why. If I put the word black at the beginning of the sentence, you need to know why it's at the beginning. So if I say black, me, pen, write, and you don't understand, why is black with me? I'm not black. 为什么要这样子？不是笔是黑色的，不是我，所以为什么要说黑色的我笔血？ Why do it that way? If you don't understand, then we don't communicate. That's what grammar is. It's just a way so that you understand what the relationships are between the words. 如果字不同的字没有关系，所以没有句子，都是分开的字 ，black, me, pen 都没有关系，所以文法不是第一个柜子、第二个柜子、第三个柜子，不是这样子的，文法都是关系。如果我要用比较多的字，它们要关系。你要了解为什么第一个字跟第二个字它们为什么在一起，有什么关系 ？Right? So in English, we have this pattern. Black goes in front of pen, right? But in other languages, it goes the other way. If I learn this language and then I want to learn English, 它是我用的法文是这样子。如果我会讲法文，我要学英文，所以这个是问题吗？是很大的问题吗？如果法文的字都是这样子，前面有名词，后面有形容词。Yeah, if I do that in English, fried chicken becomes chicken fried. 有点奇怪，对不对 ？Pen black. 可是真的没有很难，我要了解它，还有它。Right? I need to understand both so I can see what I need to do. So, to understand the English relationships, you need to start with your own language, right? It's the same thing I told you guys in the last couple classes. I'm just trying to tell it a different way so that you don't hear exactly the same thing over and over, right? So, 中文的句子有一样的问题，一样的问题就是答案是有点不一样 right? So in Chinese, how does a sentence work? 中文的句子是什么？ What's different about a Chinese sentence? You guys remember? So, key problem in a Chinese sentence. "中文的最难的问题是什么？" Well, if I need to understand the relationships between words, 我要了解字的关系。所以英文是这样子。Right? 中文都是这样子吗？ How does Chinese work? To understand English, you need to start with your language. So, I don't know how Malay works. But in Chinese, what makes Chinese hard to learn? 中文的最难的问题是什么？文法的问题。OK， 可是哪一个字？ 中文的字也有问题，因为不是拼的 right? That's one of the problems. But if we're talking about grammar, 文法的问题，英文真的很简单。第一个名词是 subject, right? 中文是一样的。所以呢，我们怎么可以了解中文的句子？学生不可以喝啤酒，啤酒不可以喝，都是一样的意思。为什么？ Why does Chinese work like that? How can Chinese words have a relationship? 它们有什么关系？所以学生不可以喝啤酒，啤酒不可以喝，都是一样的意思。怎么可能？ How does that work? Come on, you guys have gotten this a few times already. I know you girls have heard it already. So, 你们记得吗？ How does that work? Well, break it. Take the pieces apart. If this is just a problem like any other problem, take it apart. Why don't we just start, we'll do something different this time. Yeah, we'll just do this. Zhongwen de 学生不可以喝，啤酒不可以喝。 Are they both the subject? In these two sentences, where's the subject? I say subject again, I always forget that word. Subject? How do you say that in Chinese? That's it. 主词. Yeah, I always forget that one. I'm sorry. 主词. Okay. Students can't drink. 主词是什么? Which one is the subject? Students, yeah. Okay, beer can't drink. What's the subject? Not in Chinese. 中文的啤酒不可以喝。主词是什么？是动词。No subject. But if there's no subject, there's no sentence. Lives in Canada. 有意思吗？住在加拿大。是一个句子吗？句子需要主词跟动词，所以呢 Oh, come on, I know you guys have seen me do this before, so 主词是什么？ What's the subject?谁不可以喝？啤酒不是人。Who can't drink? Students. Good. What we need in here is some way to put it. Okay, this looks the same. Beer is the object. Can't drink is the verb. Subject is student or people. 中文的句子，主词一定是人，一定是人，所以句子里面没有人，主词是不是写的，不是说的，可是有是人。That's one of the biggest problems with Chinese. And that's one of the biggest problems for you to use English. Because in Chinese, that will always make sense. Beer can't drink. 你说的你了解，可是你说的我听不懂。Beer can't drink. How can beer drink? Beer is a thing. Like, my bottle can't drink. Yeah. 可是我了解的意思跟你说的意思不一样 right? So, the biggest problem to make English sentences understood is you have to understand your Chinese. 是中文的问题，不是英文的问题。如果你可以了解你说的是什么意思，中文可以说啤酒不可以喝，可是用英文 Beer can't drink. 等一下，有问题。Beer 不是我的，再次 subject. 主词。I always ask about that word and I always forget it. 主词。You think about it. 我说的不是啤酒是人，他不可以，不是这样子。我的意思是说，有人他们不可以喝啤酒。所以用英文的时候